Hey folks, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful episode of The New Nerd in Town TV Talk. Episode 17? Did I say so? Yes, episode 17. It's okay, I know what I'm doing, I'm paying attention. Episode 17, Making a Nerderer. Not making a murderer, but we will be talking about that because I was able to binge watch it professionally, I may say so myself. And I happen to do a fantastic job at it. So take that, all you other binge watchers. I know what I'm doing. But anyway, before we get into that, how's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the stream. It's been a crazy week. Last week, I went to go see Star Wars with a whole bunch of people. It was my fourth time seeing it. Third time in IMAX 3D. First time I saw it was in regular 3D, but that's okay. It's okay. However, it was fantastic every single time I saw it. J.J. Abrams, you did a great job. So sorry to see that you're not doing Star Wars. However, you did surprise us with a Cloverfield 2 trailer this week, which I thought was absolutely... I don't know what everybody else felt, but I felt it was pretty darn amazing to watch. John Goodman's in it. The girl and the guy in it both looked a little familiar, but I wasn't too sure exactly who they were. Anyway, if you want to go look it up, it's called 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was a surprise movie that J.J. and another director happened to be working together because we all know J.J. Abrams was a little busy doing Star Wars The Force Awakens. However, he was also, I guess, working on this. I mean, what else can this man do? I don't know. I have no idea what this man can do. But anyway, off of Star Wars... It's been over a month. People are probably tired of hearing about it. Ride Along 2, unfortunately, bested Star Wars, it looks like, in the early runnings of this weekend's movie things. But hey, all good things must come to an end. Now we just wait for the DVD to come out, deleted scenes. That will be the new talk of the town. Excuse me. Woo. And that's all. That's what we have to look forward to. But we have so many other things to look forward to. Netflix just went on Netflix and Fox, I should say, went on a crazy announcement spree. Yesterday or Friday, Fox revealed what shows were coming back, what shows were not coming back, what shows they're thinking of, what shows they're excited for, all this kind of stuff. So, for those of you who have not heard, Prison Break is actually getting a reboot or a coming to or something like that. We don't know how it is because one of the major characters did not really make it out of the last series. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they decide to do to either bring that character back or how they're going to mention it with this new thing, with this new series that they're going for. However, everyone that was in Prison Break has pretty much signed back on. So this is going to be a new dynamic, or is this going to be an old dynamic, just a different thing that they have to break out of or something like that. So we will definitely see how that works out. Now, Netflix decided to just, while I'm going to see a show, they decide to just release nearly all of their release dates for Kimmy Schmidt, Orange is the New Black, Daredevil, anything, pretty much. So it looks like pretty much from March till July, we're getting a new TV show, a new season of our favorite Netflix TV shows, which is going to be awesome. starting in March with Daredevil. Now, they've already announced that Elektra and Punisher are both going to be in Daredevil this season, which is going to be great because we've already seen what they did with Daredevil himself and Murdoch, who is his alter ego, regular human type thing. Also got to see how they did those himself. And now we're going to get to see how they take one of Marvel's greatest tragedies of a character and bring him together. A lot of the characters are tragedies, but I think Punisher is one of the greatest tragic characters that they have. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they bring him into it. And then, of course, Elektra, which, I mean, for those of you who still have a sour taste in your mouth from the Daredevil movies with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, trust me, go watch Daredevil Season 1 on Netflix. You'll find out it's completely different, and you'll be really excited for this Elektra and this Daredevil once they get it going. Oof. It's a lot of excitement. Just a lot of stuff to talk about and everything. Tonight, I've got two really main shows to talk about. One of them, we're going to wrap it up because it wrapped up. Actually, three shows. I'm sorry. I forgot that I didn't stream on Wednesday. I apologize for those of you. I saw Star Wars on Sunday, and then Wednesday I just wasn't really feeling under the weather. Instead of giving you a mediocre show, I decided to hold on to it and give you a better, more normal show. Now, we're still kind of in this lull of shows slightly coming back, new shows starting. We're in that kind of midwinter break where the only thing really to watch is sports. And now, because of the political state that the United States is in right now, with our elections at the end of the year, there's a lot of debates, there's caucuses, there's a lot of stuff. So with that being said, especially with the political schedule that we have going on, my actual job, I have to be I might have to just 1 week just no streams. Another week I'll stream mostly with Crit Camp, doing games and stuff with them, and then I'll be back by myself. It's just going to be really weird with the schedule. I want to thank everyone for really just hanging in tight, and I'll make sure to let you guys know on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at the New Nerd N Town, not IN, just a regular N. Or just type in !Twitter in chat and it'll pop up. You can follow the link right there. You can find my videos on demand, my VODs, as we like to call them, in YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search the New Nerd in Town, and look for my logo. Also, just going to be working on some things. We got some things brewing, some stuff like that. Hopefully get to some cons. I went to Comic-Con last year, right when I started this stream. We're going to be going back to New York Comic Con this year. Maybe PAX East. Maybe. We'll see what my schedule has in store for me. However, let's get on with the TV shows. So while we're in this lull that I first stated, we had a show that actually started last week. So it's actually perfect that this is my first show back in a while, and we do a show that is coming back from a season. Now, it's not a show that's fresh in its season. It's, I believe, about 6 seasons in. I'm going to verify that right now. Yes, it is in its 6th season. It just started its 6th season last Sunday. Episode 2 is tonight. And it's actually a really, really good show. And it's one of those shows that was first started in Britain, in the UK, and then it came over here. They made it American, and I don't know what the status of the British version of the show is. However, this American show, the American version, is doing absolutely fantastic. It's as I said, in its 6th season, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. They have not announced yet if the 6th is its last season. Sixth and season are just way too many S's to put together. But anyway, this show is called Shameless, and it stars Emmy Rossum and William H. Macy, along with Cameron Monaghan, who we know I love from Gotham as the Joker-esque character from Gotham. I said Gotham. I already said it. Why am I reiterating myself twice? Anyway. Shameless is basically about a family, a blue-collar family, whose dad, played by William H. Macy, has 5 kids, mostly with one mother, except for the youngest, who is obviously not from the same mother as all the other kids. Turns out mother is a bipolar and manic depressive, and she's not really in the picture. Yet he's also not in the picture because he's collecting from health insurance, he's collecting from workers' comp, but every episode, William H. Macy has this one speech and he's pretty much drunk, high, or under some sort of combination of drugs and alcohol in every episode. However, in one scene of every single episode, he stands up and he has this kind of speech, whether it's about the government, about medical, insurance companies, anything, or like he just gets up on his soapbox and he has this like relevant, outstanding speech about mostly government or government type programs. And coming from someone who it's set in Chicago or Detroit, I think it's Chicago. It's set in the outskirts, in the suburbs of Chicago. You get to see like how the lower people are living. And this family, these 5 kids, are basically on their own to live their daily lives. 2 of the 2 oldest could go to college. Actually, Philip, is in college in these later seasons, and he's just trying to find out any ways that he can pay off college without actually having to pay for college. It's really interesting how these kids' minds work. And I'm sure there maybe are families out there. Again, this is a television show, so it's a bit more dramatized than real life actually is. But I'm sure there are plenty of families out there who are living like these kids. Yet these kids are just so smart, and they understand the ways of life, and they just basically take the ways of life and make it benefit their situation. Which I think is, it's a great show, and we're in season 6. Emmy's character is, her name is Fiona. She's basically the caretaker. She actually legally is the caretaker of of the rest of her siblings. Hey Stones, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We're talking Shameless right now. So Fiona is in charge of all of them, and I mean, her job is like that of a mother. It's difficult, yet it doesn't seem that difficult. It's one of those things like, make sure your kids get to school, make sure your kids have at least 3 square meals a day. You have a baby, make sure the baby's needs are met, make sure the same vaccination and medications are given to this baby as the rest of the kids in the world. For those of you who actually want to give medication or vaccinations to kids. But she gets through it, and she goes from job to job to job. She always complicates things because, she falls in love with the boss, or she falls out of love with the boss or something like that. But there's always these complications, yet they always come around. And every time Fiona feels like she's coming around and she's actually doing well in life, something slaps her in the face. And it looks like this season we're going to be dealing a lot with Fiona's younger sister's pregnancy, Deb. Deb's pregnancy. Now, Deb she's the middle child out of everyone. She's usually responsible. Whenever Fiona is working late, Deb is there to take care of her younger brothers. Deb has always been the mature, sort of responsible one. However, growing up in her teens right now, Deb is kind of falling with the wrong group of girls at school, and she really, really wanted to grow up a little faster than she was supposed to. Drinking my whiskey, It's Sunday night. Why not? Why not? Or Mad Men, it's Sunday. Why? Absolutely delicious. But with this sort of downfall of Deb, we find out that she had sex with the guy that she wanted to be her boyfriend, got pregnant, and that's where the first episode falls off. She told Fiona that she wasn't pregnant within this episode when they went to the Planned Parenthood facilities. However, she lied, and at the very end of the episode, Fiona gets hit over the head with, "I'm pregnant." Now, Fiona's sitting there like, why? Why? Why does this have to happen to me? Why does this have to happen on my watch? Her younger brother, Ian, has the same symptoms, has the same manic depressant, bipolar as their mother does. So she's dealing with that. The only one that she really doesn't have to deal with is Lip, because he's at college and he's an RA. He's doing well. He's a TA. His life seems okay. But Fiona's got to take care of everyone else. And she feels responsible for Deb, because Deb, although doesn't have a mother, she does have a mother figure in Fiona. And now this falls on Fiona if Deb gets pregnant on her watch. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. However, it's a lot of blame too. So Fiona is not without fault either. In the last season, she had married a bass player from a band who she thought she was in love with. However, turns out that she wasn't really in love with him, that she was just trying to hide her emotions from her boss at the diner, who she really has feelings for. So now there's just this whole thing where she thinks she's doing well, yet she's about to screw up things yet again. So season 6, it looks like we'll be dealing a lot with Deb's impending pregnancy, because there's always that issue of getting it taken care of, which is, yes, a sore subject in any family, whether it's on TV or in real life. But but if Deb decides to keep it, what's that going to do with the rest of the Gallagher family? And then we saw in this season opener for Eric the Great. There you are. See, I knew you didn't follow her, and I was going to give you loads and loads and loads of trouble for it. But Eric the Great, coming in from the Crid Camp streams. Welcome, Eric the Great. Welcome. Thank you so much for hitting the follow button. Welcome back. As you guys can tell, I got my old follow alert back. I figured out how to change it. As I said, Star Wars, we love it. It's all good, Eric. He said he swore. It's fine. I just love giving you crap for it. Thank you so much. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you, Eric. Happy Sunday to you. Tink. I'm taking everyone's thing. Welcome to you, Eric. So, the Gallagher family. Now, their father, played by William H. Macy, brilliant actor, by the way. Nearly every role I see William H. Macy in is gold. I don't know how the man does it, but it's pretty much gold. Now, in season 5 of Shameless, Frank Gallagher, played by William H. Macy, had met a woman who was a doctor. Now, he had been going through some liver problems, mostly from his own demise of drinking and hard drugs and all that kind of stuff. He met a doctor who in turn found out she had terminal cancer. So she decided to do this whole, I don't care for the rest of my life, which is 15 days or something like that. I just want to spend it with whoever and do whatever. And she decides that she wants to spend the rest of her life, or the next couple of days to months to weeks to whatever, of her life with Frank. And then she ultimately passes by swimming to her death. Semantics, really, on this whole thing. But Frank had fallen in love. Now, Frank has fallen in love probably with a whole bunch of women, but Frank really, really, really fell in love with this girl. So now in season 6, we see him just pondering life. How can life be so cruel? And there's actually really funny cutscenes where he's pretty much invading every religion possible in the Chicago tri-state area to find out why God allowed someone with so much spirit and so much life to find the demise in and allow this woman to die. So it's funny because he's chasing off a rabbi in the middle of the park. The Hare Krishnas, he steals one of their tambourines and starts hitting it on his own beat. The Muslims, he actually tells the Muslims that they're praying in the wrong direction, so he was trying to angle them in the right direction. They chase him out. And the longer of the cutscenes was the Catholic priest, because the Catholic priest is someone, I guess, that he's known for a while, or the priest knows of him through the kids and all that stuff. So the Catholic priest was, he went into confession, and that was his way of doing everything, saying, why, oh, why me? But to no avail, Frank still has no answers as to why God would allow so much trash, including himself, to live, however, let a woman so great and so wonderful die. So Frank is then just saying he loves his children, which, I mean, Frank was just a piece of furniture to the Gallagher, to his kids. Just someone that would come in whenever he was looking for his insurance check, and then once the check was in and cashed, he was gone again. More like the door for Frank was more of a revolving door. However, now he's trying to make it so that everybody knows he loves them. And Frank is, saying he loves all of his kids, and his kids are sitting there like, really? Really? Oh boy. So Shameless, I will be adding Shameless to the list of shows we'll talk about on Wednesdays, because it's got such heart, it's got humor, it's got a little bit of everything. It's like a family show, but of like completely broken family values, and it's not the same sort of families like Mad Men. You get to see the 50s style family. I Love Lucy the same way. In Full House and the new Fuller House coming out on Netflix. Again, Netflix had huge premiere announcements, and Fuller House is one of them. You got to see kind of like a more modern type family. And then there's that show called Modern Family, where you get to see a more modern type family. Shameless gives you that other side, basically like the other side of the railroad tracks type family. Families that parents maybe are not really there as parents, yet they're in it for the long haul. And they're in it to be as much of a family as they can be without, while being while being the main core of what a family is. And see, Eric the Great is agreeing with me. some great movies and shows the last couple of weeks. Just, man, I mean, 2016 is going to be the year of comic book movies. And, like, 2016 is probably most likely going to be the year of the nerd. You have Suicide Squad, you've got Captain America Civil War, Rogue One's Star Wars story, Batman vs. Superman, which, don't even get me. Suicide Squad, did I say Suicide Squad? Did I say Suicide? How is Billions? I'm a little skeptic about like ABC shows. Paul Giamatti is great. Paul Giamatti is like another version of William H. Macy. Every time Paul Giamatti is in something, it's like not instantly gold, but his character is gold. Like his acting is gold. If it's something I should watch, let me know. So let's move right along here. Now, one of my favorite shows to discuss with everybody, or to discuss and everybody listens, is a show